Welcome to another Walter Football video. I'm Charlie Campbell, Senior Draft Analyst, the most accurate mock drafter in the world. All right, so let's get into some recent hot press articles. Definitely, it's getting to the time of year where team sources have really kind of gotten a good view of some of these players with preseason tape and going to see them in preseason fall practice and then during the season, and then now you have later in the year you'll have the directors and the GMs of teams in the NFL starting to watch more college tape. It's a building process, and so with that being the case, thought I'd dig into some of these recent hot presses. So first one just came up, spoke with some team people who are really disappointed in the tape from Utah right tackle Spencer Fano. They think he should go back to school next year. I believe he has another year of eligibility. It's so difficult to keep track of that these days with all the COVID years and extra eligibility that was granted to players, so it's just impossible to keep track of every player and what they've used and what they got left. But at any rate, I think he could go back. I think probably should go back, given that teams were disappointed with his tape. Definitely has a good skill set. There's no doubt about the size, the athleticism, the strength. And speaking to one assistant GM, he said he was really excited to watch him because he liked the preseason tape that he watched of him over the summer, but then he was really disappointed with what he saw this season and felt he should go back. And this is from a team that is in the tackle market that could use a long-term right tackle and has a critical piece there at quarterback, as every team does. But at any rate, right tackle is very much in play for them. So I thought that was really interesting and really telling as far as the feelings there on Fano. All right, now next up, let's get into Jeremiyah Love, the running back from Notre Dame, who's just had an amazing season, second year in a row. He's just been phenomenal for the Fighting Irish. I don't have a Heisman vote, but if I did, I would be voting for Jeremiyah Love. I think he, this year, has been the best player in college football. You look at just the 7.1 yards per carry, 1,300 yards, 17 touchdowns, 26 catches, 274 yards, 3 touchdowns receiving, and then also hidden stuff with just what he does to defenses in terms of game planning. And he's been awesome in pass protection this year, just really impressive as a blocker. So I really think he's been probably the MVP of college football with helping Notre Dame, after 2 losses that were extremely close to start the year, get into the playoff mix with a first-year starter at quarterback, a defense that had some struggles early in the season, and Love has kind of been the consistent guy that's been there for them all season. So definitely I think Love should be the winner of the Heisman, but if he isn't, I think he should be one of the finalists. But I really don't care about the Heisman. It's just a popularity contest. It's a BS award. I don't want to get too into it, but there have been so many great players that should have won it that never won it. Guys like Myles Garrett or Jadeveon Clowney or Joey Bosa. I mean, so many awesome edge rushers. There have been great linebackers that should have won it, and they never even consider these guys. Even offensive linemen, Orlando Pace, Penny Sewell, those guys were incredible their final season of college football. They're not even candidates, so it's a nonsense award. But I'm sorry, that set myself off there. Let's get back to Jeremiyah Love. All right, I spoke with teams I was interested to see how they view Love compared to some of the other recent running backs that have gone in the first round, because as we all know, that position has been downgraded some in the NFL draft. It was for many years now. It's kind of made a bit of a comeback in recent years. We had, quite a few go last year in the first round. Genty went in the top at 6th overall. You had Hampton go in the first round. A few years ago, we had Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs go in the top 12. Those picks worked out. They've been incredible for their teams. And then, we've had other years where we didn't have even recent years where we didn't have a first round running back. So it's still, while teams I think are more open to it than they were maybe 5-6 years ago, or it varies year to year. You have to be special to be a first round running back, basically. So I reached out to team sources to see kind of how they view him. Do they view him as one of those guys? Because numbers aren't enough. We've seen, obviously a couple years ago, Ollie Gordon at Oklahoma State ran for 2,000 yards. Next season he's hurt. Then he's a day 3 pick. So stats alone don't mean anything to NFL teams. We all know that. So, but I did find some interesting comments. So overall, the consensus was that Love is definitely worthy of being a first rounder and a high first rounder. Like most of them felt he was worthy of going top 10. Some felt just below. Like one NFC National Scout said he's kind of fringe top 10, not quite as freaky as some other guys that were top 10, like Bijan Robinson or Jahmyr Gibbs. But this draft, this is a quote, but this draft is not, really top heavy, and he is pretty damn good. So that was kind of the most negative quote. But others, an NFC National Scout said, Love is really good. Love is in the Saquon Barkley category. And obviously Saquon Barkley went second overall. And I thought, how does he compare, and following up with these guys, these sources, about how does he compare not only to Gibbs and Robinson, Barkley, but other ones that have gone in the top 10 in the last decade, like Ezekiel Elliott and Leonard Fournette and Christian McCaffrey. And so I reached out to one source who's very kind of unique in this because he knows Love really well personally, and has been part of teams that had Gibbs and McCaffrey. And talking with him, he said, that's a really good group. Jeremiyah, in terms of the top 10 guys, he said, but Jeremiyah is more talented than Ezekiel Elliott and Leonard Fournette. He's not as big as those two, but he's more gifted. Christian is just an anomaly, and I agree with that. Jeremiyah is more in the ballpark of Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, and Saquon Barkley. He said that Jeremiyah has really worked and willed himself into being a special player and has excellent intangibles as well. So, and I think you can see that, and also in part because of the blocking. Some college running backs, tight ends, when they're NFL prospects, they do not see good effort in those areas, but then others that have the intangibles, that have that dog in them, that love football, that love their teammates and want to be there for them, they will lay it out there as blockers, and they will give you an effort, and they will fight. And Jeremiyah Love, and you don't have to be like team sources have said, as a blocker for a tight end or running back, you don't have to be just a physically dominant and just destroy and blow guys up. All they just want to see effort and to get kind of a draw, to stall these guys long enough to give your quarterback time to get the ball out. They're not expecting them to just hold the block for 2-3 seconds. They want, a second and a half to hit up a blitzer or, a dynamic edge rusher, just to slow them up, help get their quarterback that time to get the ball out. So Love's doing that. So anyways, those are some recent hot presses I just thought I'd hit on. I hope everyone had an awesome Thanksgiving. Hope everyone enjoys these conference championships and rivalry games. Appreciate all you guys watching. Please like and subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll be back with you soon.